When you bought the Jeep Gladiator, were you looking for a certain image, a certain persona? Does it make you feel more manly, more womanly? I'm curious to know. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Automotive JT. So I've been thinking a little bit, about why I really bought the Jeep Gladiator. Was I looking for a certain image when I bought this truck? Did I think it would make me feel more manly? Is that what I was really looking for? Is that what you were looking for? Well, what am I talking about? When you look at the Jeep Gladiator, it is a harder, more beefy looking truck as compared to the others that are out there. The others are more civilized. And I think that's kind of the image that you get when you have a Jeep Gladiator, is that you're driving a truck that's a little less civilized than all the others that are out there. I mean, just take a look at it. It's a Jeep. It looks like it screams to go out in the wilderness somewhere. And it certainly can if you want to. But were you hoping for that image when you bought yours? Were you looking to scratch that itch to kind of be a little bit more primordial than maybe the others that were out there, than driving an optioned out Toyota Tacoma or Chevy Colorado or Ford Ranger, maybe something a little bit more luxurious in looks and appearance than the Jeep Gladiator? I think myself, I suppose I was attracted to it a little bit in that way. That I'm driving something that's very capable, that looks very capable, and certainly gives you a little bit more manly feel when you're driving around in it. I mean, it is a Jeep, right? And I can't help but think of one of my relatives. I have a relative that is probably the definition of rugged, rough outdoorsman. This cat, he'll take off, go into the mountains somewhere, off into the wilderness for sometimes many, many days at a time, if not weeks at a time. This cat hunts, camps, lives in the wilderness, shoots his own food, dresses his own food, preserves his own food. I mean, he is really the epitome of an outdoorsman. I gotta say, a little bit of that was lost on me. You see, I kind of dig the concrete. I don't mind going out in the wilderness sometimes, for a couple hours. My definition of the wilderness, by the way, is a nice manicured path through a wood somewhere, maybe some gravel on it, or at least nice smooth dirt, maybe a rut once in a while just to make me feel a little bit more rugged. But primarily, I dig the concrete, the buildings, and civilization. So I definitely didn't inherit that gene. But I picture him in something like a more rugged, Jeep Gladiator type or Jeep Wrangler type vehicle, something that looks the part, if you will. And then I got to thinking, I'm curious, once you got the Jeep Gladiator, did it satisfy that itch? Or did you have to do something else to it? And maybe that's why we do different mods and things. I mean, the Gladiator's perfectly fine and capable out of the box, right? It's got your stock all-season tires on it. They're not designed to go rock crawling. But are you really going to go rock crawling anyway? I mean, they'll take you through the woods. They'll take you through a field. They certainly can handle the gravel until you put something a little bit beefier on it. And maybe that's why we put something a little bit beefier on it, to feel that part even a little bit more. And there's nothing better than a Jeep Gladiator that's lifted with great big, giant, manly, muscular tires on it. I mean, it really does look awesome. And I've got to believe the people that do that really are searching out a little bit more rugged feel to the vehicle. Because if you look at the statistics, only about 4% or so, maybe 5 or 6% of the people that buy off-road type or four-wheel vehicles, four-wheel drive vehicles, ever even take them off-road. They just don't do it. So there has to be some other underlying reason as to why they're buying them. And I think that's it. I think it's because you're trying to scratch that itch, they, you, me, whoever, of being a little bit more rugged. And sometimes it's really just knowing that you can. Doesn't mean you have to. You know you've got a Jeep Gladiator that's capable of doing things that a lot of the other trucks out there aren't capable of doing. And it doesn't mean that they can't go off-road either. You know, I've got a Toyota Tacoma. Granted, it is a two-wheel drive, but with a little bit meatier tires, which I have on it, I guess I'm scratching the itch over there too. It is capable of off-road. It's not capable of extreme off-road where you would need a four-wheel drive to get yourself out of trouble. But it's certainly still capable of going off-road and enjoying a day in the woods or a day on a trail or something like that. And many of them are. But the Jeep Gladiator just gives you that extra oomph, I think, even if you never use it. So I'm curious to know, why did you buy a Jeep Gladiator? What were you looking for? Do you take it off-road? Is it something that you really do utilize as it is capable of being utilized? Are you one of those people like my relative that takes off for a few days or maybe a week or so off into the wilderness by yourself, out hunting and roughing it, lighting fires at night to stay warm? Are you one of the people that do that? And I kind of envy you a little bit if you are. I'd like to do that, but hey, you gotta realize what you are, right? There's a Clint Eastwood movie, and in that movie he has a line that says that a man, I don't know if I'll quote it exactly right, but a man has got to know his limitations. And that's what I always try to do, you know, because I don't want to go out, spend a bunch of money to make an overly off-road capable vehicle that deep down in, I know I'm never going to use. How about you? I'm curious. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about that 2021 Toyota Tacoma, a pavement princess, I guess. And Rob Motive FST, all about full-size trucks. Currently over there on that channel, I just picked up a brand new Ram Bighorn / Lone Star, I guess they call it, 5.7 liter Hemi. It's an awesome truck. I love it. Check them out, both of the channels, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay rugged out there. Bye.